It's time for a body feel good interlude. What we're going to do is called tapping, and this is actually a very ancient form of neuromuscular stimulation. It's great for your proprioceptive system and your interoceptive system. What does that mean? It's great for your nervous system. That's all you need to know, and it also is going to do a lot in relation to helping you become more aware of your body and how it feels. So first we're going to start in our active seated position and just let the arms hang by the sides of the body. And I'd like you to do a little assessment of your shoulders, arms, and neck, so that whole area. Let's just start by taking in a deep breath and exhaling that breath. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to use both our hands, clap the hands together, go ahead and give them a rub. So I need to tell you a little bit about tapping. In tapping, we do tap ourselves, and you have three choices for tapping. You can tap with your fingertips, you can tap with the flat of your hand, which is like clapping, or you can tap with a fist. Now, the more delicate areas of the body like to be tapped with the fingers generally. Bigger, larger places like to have a nice slap action. And then if you have any thick muscular areas, then the pounding with the fist works really well. We are going to start on your right side. So we're going to use your left hand and come over to the right side of the neck. So first just touch the bottom of the ear and draw a line down the neck to the top of the shoulder, just noticing where this area is. And so if you have any dangly earrings, be careful and also watch out for your hair, etc. But we're going to start to tap right underneath the ear alongside of the neck, and you're going to tap, tap, tap. And move in any way that makes this an easier task for you. You want to tap along the neck on the front and the back a little bit, and all along the side down to the shoulder. And continue tapping onto the shoulder. You're going to make sure you tap in the front along the collarbone, along the top of the shoulder, and then the back. The back of the shoulder enjoys my fist more than my fingertips. So feel free to change between the fingertips and the patting and the fist tapping. And we're going to work our way down the arm. So again, feel free to lean over, maybe rock in your seat a little bit as you tap. And if you have any OCD tendencies, obsessive compulsive disorder, this is the perfect task for you, because what I'm going to ask you to do is to make sure you tap every single cell of skin upon your arm. So you're going to get the top of the arm, the front side of the arm, the back side of the arm, the inside of the arm. We're even going to get down into the armpit, tap, tap, tap. You want to make sure that you tap every surface, even the inside of the elbow, tapping down along the wrist and the hand, like so. On your hand, you can use your leg to help support the hand. Even try to get in between the fingers. So now go back over with your mind. Is there any place that I might have missed tapping? And then you're going to want to go ahead and make sure you tap that area. Next, if you had any place on you that really enjoyed the tapping, make sure you visit that again. Make sure you get all sides. And to finish, we'll come back up by the neck and just brush along the side of the shoulder. It's kind of like spring cleaning here, brushing off anything we no longer need. And we'll take that and toss it out the window, kind of recycling there. And then we'll just sit up in our active seated position. So, how does this shoulder feel now? Let's start just by taking a breath again. Take a deep breath in and watch where the air travels as it comes in the nose, down the throat, and into the chest. And then exhale. Notice if you feel a difference between your right side and left side, your tapped side and the untapped side. And what words would you use to describe that tapped side? Does it feel lighter or longer or lit up, invigorated? Let's go ahead and move the arm on that right side. Move it around in different directions. In front of you, out to the side, behind you, up and down, maybe round in a circle, like so. And then we'll do the same thing with that left arm. Moving it to the front and to the back. And it may be here that you really notice something is not the same. There is something definitely different about the side that we tapped. So this is very relevant to Tai Chi, this ability to start and take notice of what your body feels like. And not just to notice while you're doing Tai Chi, but also to notice afterwards. Has there been any change that occurred in my body since before I practiced Tai Chi? This is important because it is up to you to decide to continue your practice. And if the practice has a benefit for you, well, that's motivation. How about this question? Want to do the other side? Let's go for it. First, prepare yourself sitting up in your active seated position. And we've already done the comparison between the two. So now we have this before noticing. This is what this feels like before, and we'll begin our tapping. Remember, fingertips flat of hand and fist. We'll start up at the ear, just underneath that right ear. I'm sorry, this is your left ear, right under your left ear. And we're going to just start tapping along the neck. So maybe a little gentle here on the neck, definitely gentle at the front of the throat if you venture over there, and at the back of the neck. And we're going to come down onto the top of the shoulder. Feel free to change your hand as you go. I'm going to get at the front of the chest all along the collarbone and the back of the shoulder, remembering you're allowed to move around and make this an easier task, which means you don't have to sit upright the whole time. We're going to come down the arm, and remember, be obsessive. Get every single cell of skin, the front side of the arm, the back side of the arm, the tender areas inside the elbow and in the armpit. Tap, 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 tapping all around. Be very specific, making sure that you even get down onto each finger, in between the fingers, on both sides of the hand. Tap like there's no tomorrow. Making sure you get every spot. Revisiting any place that just feels terrific. And then we'll come back up by the neck and brush down. Brush off anything we no longer need. Brush it off and toss it out into the garden for recycling. And then notice. First, taking a deep breath in, let the mind follow the breath into the body and watch the breath as it exits. Being inside the body, you can just start to notice, has there been a change in the feeling of the shoulder? Can you say what the change is? The shoulder feels more released. My neck feels longer. The arm feels longer or heavier. What words would you use to describe the feeling in your arm? This time, the left arm, the one that we just tapped. Next, we'll bring movement into the picture. Just testing out movement with your left arm. You move it forwards and back, side to side, up and down, maybe in a circle. This is where I usually become acutely aware of a change in feeling and more smoothness with the movement of my arm.